Welcome to the Pinnacle Bank Championship podcast. My name is Chris from Herdat, and we're excited to have two-time champion David Skins joining the show today. David Skins, how are you today?
Hey guys, doing great, thank you. How are you?
We're doing very well. We're about a week out from the Pinnacle Bank Championship, and we couldn't be more excited. Tell us, where are you at in the world? What are you doing right now?
I am back home in Atlanta with the family. I had a kind of an eventful week at Detroit where I had to go up there and do the Monday qualifier for the Rocket Classic. Missed by a couple in the Monday and had to hang around the whole week because I was very close to getting in on my number. Ended up first alternate and never got in. So one of those weeks is every veteran pro golfer would tell you the same. They've all had that same week, but it's very frustrating. But it means I get to be home, so that's good.
So, so you're back in Atlanta right now. I want to go back to you're the only one that's ever won the Pinnacle Bank Championship twice. I want to go back to the first one. Tell me about your first impressions of Omaha. You're the player that I'm most familiar with, just because we've been doing this for 10 years, and pretty rare to have somebody do it twice. What were your first impressions of Omaha? What surprised you?
Yeah, 2008. Sorry, 18, not 2008. 2018 when I first won. I'd been a pro for quite a long time, hadn't broken through on that Korn Ferry Tour level yet. But I'd seen a lot of America by then, played a lot of mini tour golf. So I'd seen the Midwest a lot, but then you get to Omaha and you see that golf course, and it was really a pleasant surprise. Things when players first see that golf course, like, wow, this place is real. Like it's a legit golf course that could host a PGA Tour event. So, that was my first impressions.
So, you're two-time champion at the Pinnacle Bank Championship, the first to ever do it. Maybe the last. Who knows? That's an extremely hard thing to do. I remember doing interviews with you after those matches. And you said that the course really suits you. So the club at Indian Creek is an incredible course. We're really lucky to have it here in Omaha. When you said that the course suits you, what did you mean by that?
Yeah, so like you said, it's an incredible course. It's PGA Tour level of golf course. And I think what suits me the most, if you drive the ball really well there, you can make some of those difficult holes much easier. And the years I've won there, the fairways have been firm, and I've hit the driver really well. So I've turned those 480-yard par fours into, wedge holes where you can make birdie rather than, you back there out the rough with a 7-iron. It's very difficult. But if you're hitting the fairways, you can shoot scores around Indian Creek. So it's a place where if you drive the ball well and you put the ball well, you're going to be in the hunt. And I think we've seen that probably from every winner so far. It seems like that's been the common theme. And it's a golf course you cannot get away without driving the ball well.
Mm-hmm. We'll do pro-ams every once in a while or play leading up to as they're getting the course ready. Everybody always talks about the rough. What is it like when you end up at the rough at Indian Creek?
Yeah, well, it's a challenge. Like I just said, you've got a bunch of those 460 to 490 par fours. And if you hit the fairway, the ball's going to run 30 yards. But as soon as it hits the rough, it's going nowhere. And then you're trying to hit a mid-iron out the rough, and it's impossible. They make it so thick. We play a lot of long rough, but the thing about Indian Creek is how much they can make it thick. And that's a testament to the green staff. That's a testament to the superintendent. They do such a good job of getting it in tournament shape. It's incredible.
Mm-hmm. We always try to play right after the championship, just to play it in PGA conditions, and we always plan on losing at least a couple sleeves of balls when we go out into that rough.
Yeah, I think everyone should do that. I think everyone should try to get on a golf course right after the tour's been there, and just see, oh man, and keep the Sunday pins, and
exactly,
and be like, man, this isn't quite as easy as it looks on TV.
No, not at all. Especially from where you guys hit from. I mean, you have where a weekend duffer like myself goes, and then you have the tips, and then you have the super tips that generally don't even have T markers back there
Right.
during
Yeah.
part of the year. What is it like? Having to look down the barrel of, say, like 18, you're up on that hill. You need a win to secure your card. Like, take me back to that date, and what is like getting your card.
Well, funny you bring that up. I've stood on that tee with a chance to win twice and hit two terrible tee shots. So not my finest moment, but I bounced back both times, fortunately. But yeah, it's a tough tee shot. You know, when I won in 2018, I think I talked to you about this actually. My main goal was just to get it on grass because if you're in a fairway bunker there, you can't reach the green. So, or you couldn't that year. So my goal was to hit it hard and keep it on the grass, and I pulled it. And then ironically enough, I did the exact same thing the next time I won. But no, it's tough tee shot, tough hole, and I think it's a fitting finishing hole. You know, if you make a par on that one to win, you've done all right.
So the second one, you really had to pull out some heroics and go over a chalet, around a chalet. Where did we end up on 18, the second one?
Yeah, again, pulled it, trying to keep it out the bunkers, and yeah, it was a tough second shot. I had a little tree trouble, I had a little everything trouble, and a flyer lie, adrenaline pumping. So I hit actually a really, really good shot. It just came out hot, um, and went long right. But fortunately, I was able to muster up one of the better chips of my life and get out of there with a par.
It was incredible. It's We talked to Christo Lambrecht a little bit ago. Definitely an exciting finish last year with him coming out of the bunker to seal the win. Yours is right up there as well, as far as like a crowd favorite, and also just you as a crowd favorite. What
Oh,
was one
thank you.
of your favorite things about Omaha when you were here?
Just the people. It's such a going back a long time for this tournament, people have come out and supported it and wanted to be a part of it, and the tournament's done such a good job of making it a destination for golf fans of Omaha. They've made it a place where people of Omaha want to come and hang out, and that's a testament to everyone involved. It's become a big thing, and the way they've done 17 is it's brilliant. So the people of Omaha make it feel a more special event than most, and that's really cool. And I've managed to meet a lot of really good people from Omaha. Stayed with a couple of nice families back when I was younger, and yeah, it's got a special feeling to it for sure.
So, Omaha, we're about an hour away from the capital of Nebraska, Lincoln, Nebraska. You're from Lincoln. Did you ever make it to Lincoln, Nebraska while you were here?
No, I haven't, but I've had a lot of people assume I'm from Lincoln, Nebraska.
Right.
They see Lincoln, they're like, "Oh, what's Nebraska like?" And I'm like, "I don't really know outside of Omaha." So, uh, no, I haven't made it there, but no doubt at some point in my travels, I probably will.
Next time you're here, we got to get you down for a football game. I wanted to ask you, like, you went to Tennessee.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, volunteers are football is a huge deal down there. Do you still keep tabs on the team?
Absolutely, fully invested. Yeah, I'm not that easy to be around on Saturdays sometimes in the fall. So it's yeah, big Tennessee fan. Love football, love basketball, love baseball. So yeah, I keep up with all the sports. They're doing really well in golf too. So it's there's something about going to the University of Tennessee, and they call it being a vol for life, and it is such a true thing. And I'm sure it's the same at Nebraska. Once you experience it, it's with you forever. And I'll always and um, yeah, always and forever will be a Vol fan, and I'll be fully invested in the all sports for the rest of my life.
Excellent. Yeah, college sports have a way of doing that for you. So I mean, you grew up in a pretty passionate area when it comes to soccer.
Yeah,
So you're a Manchester United fan.
correct. Yes.
So, looking through your Instagram, it looks like the kids are growing up as Atlanta Braves fans. Sounds like you guys go to a lot of games.
Yeah. it's a funny story. You know, baseball was when I started at the University of Tennessee, I had no clue about baseball, other than the fact I thought the guys on the team were not that cool. Uh, but once I'd met my wife, um, she had kind of said, "Let's go to a AAA game, which is close to where we live." And I said, "Yeah, okay, that sounds all right." And I'm sitting there and I'm like berating the pitcher. Why does he not just throw it down the middle? Like, I don't understand what he's doing. And she's like, no, that's not how it works. And she explained all of the rules to me. And all of a sudden, everything lined up with baseball for me. And it became, from that moment on, it fascinated me. Became probably my favorite sport. I would say I'm more intrigued by it than I am by golf now, having seen so much of golf. Um, and yeah, when the kids were born, we with my oldest, sorry, we didn't do a ton of baseball in the correct seasons. We would have him play in the fall and then play sort of flag football or do some golf in the spring until one of our neighbors finally pointed out that, hey, you might want to try baseball in the spring. And we did, and yeah, the kids have been hooked ever since. And they're doing really well. They're playing a lot. It makes our schedule extremely busy, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Honestly, there's nowhere I would rather be than at the ball field watching them play. So, yeah, big Braves fans. We try to get to a few of those AAA games if we can. But hopefully it's in their DNA growing up. Big Braves country here. So I think they're going to follow that.
So did the kids inherit your Man U fandom, or are they mostly baseball now?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, they like soccer to an extent. They're actually two of them are playing in the fall, so they like playing it. I think it's partly me. I don't really put the soccer on the TV, so they're kind of a product of whatever I'm putting on for them to consume. But yeah, it's I keep up with the scores more than I watch it now, and that's about the extent of my Premier League fandom. Although England did get a lot of my attention this summer, that's for sure.
Yeah. Did you guys make it to any World Cup games, or were you guys watching at home?
We watched at home. My schedule was crazy. I have a friend actually lives across the street. He was born in England as well, and he and I had talked about the England Argentina game because it was going to be in Atlanta. But I ended up having to go to the Dominican Republic, and he was on vacation, and life got in the way. And then whatever that ridiculous price they were asking to get in the building, it kind of became a pipe dream. But no, it was extremely fun to watch at home, though, I can tell you that.
I bet. And it was cool to see, especially people from England and Europe and all over the country really enjoying, or all over the world really enjoying American cuisine. Did you
Yeah.
hear of any of your friends that were learning about ranch for the first time and taking some back?
No, I didn't. I don't know if actually anyone I know came over, but if they've been to our house, they've definitely experienced ranch. My wife's a ranch connoisseur, so yeah. It's funny how that became a thing, right?
Yeah, it was great watching them enjoy ranch, Kansas City barbecue.
Oh, that
If
was
you're
that was my favorite. Was the Korean guy trying the Kansas City barbecue, the big tomahawk in his hand? That was fantastic.
It was amazing. If anybody was going to experience American culture, like that's exactly what I would want them to do. Just
Yeah.
barbecue, really good
Oh yeah.
feelings, sports. One of the things that I saw, it was a lot of the European teams were shocked at how many like giant stadiums there were in this country.
Yeah.
I It
Yeah.
just it feels like Roman Colosseums and a lot of these other countries had to build stadiums. We got them kind of laying all over about, which I thought was really cool. Because you look, I mean, shoot, you've been to a Tennessee game, like
Hmm.
that would blow people's minds. I shoot even in Nebraska because
Yeah.
they hold what like over 100,000, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, it blew my mind on my recruiting trip. I couldn't believe it. So you mean this is not a professional team that plays here? This is a college team. And the coach is like, yeah, it's the University of Tennessee football team. I was like, no way. Yeah, but no, I mean, you look around Premier League stadiums and some of them are only 25,000 people. And things are just done on a bigger scale here because they can be. And yeah, it was, I think a lot of fans got to see sides of America they never would see on TV and never the side that the media is going to show you. And that was the pleasing thing to me, was a lot of people going back to Britain or going back to Europe going, well, that wasn't at all like I thought it was going to be, or what at all like the media would tell you it was. People were nice. Yeah. And all the stadiums. Yeah. I mean, the amenities, the newness of all those stadiums was pretty cool to see. And stadiums that I think, I don't know if some people in America have even seen some of those stadiums before. So, yeah, it was really, really cool to see. Heck of an event. They did it well.
Did it very well. Yeah, very proud of our showing as a country.
Yeah.
Um, I want to talk like back to golf for a bit. You're a ping guy, right?
Yes, sir.
You use a ping putter, kind of a blade putter. Those seem sort of rare these days. Most people are on mallets or some kind of crazy contraption for
Yeah.
golf technology. Why have you always stuck with that blade style putter?
Yeah, funny you should say that. I mean, I'm actually just playing around right now with a couple of different heads. I've been putted terribly for the last month. No, it's always suited my eye better. And I think, if your putting stroke is good, you can technically get a better feel off of a putter like that. If you need a little help with your putting stroke, then something with a lot more mass, a lot different center of gravity is probably going to help you. But thankfully, my putting stroke itself has always been pretty good. So the things I struggle with are having a putter look right to my eye, um, because some people's head sits perfectly straight, their shoulders are perfectly square, and everything's in a line, which doesn't seem to be the case for me. So, a lot of putters to me sit funny, and it's hard for me to find one that I really like the look of that sits square. So, the type of putters that I've used have always been the ones that I put them on the ground and immediately I know if they sit correctly for me. So, uh, honestly, I haven't had a massive amount of putters to choose from. It's not been a case of try everything and see what works, because some of them immediately is there's just no way I could put with that. It just doesn't look right. So, um, this week, Ping found me a couple of heads with slightly more mass that looked really good. So we've got a little experimentation going, hopefully at the Wyndham, and hopefully I can get some putts dropping in the hole.
Absolutely. When you're learning about players for the first time, you're trying to gravitate towards something of like familiarity or commonality for who you might be rooting for. I've been using my dad's like 60-year-old ping answer since
Nice.
I was like 10 years old. I have an
Yeah.
exact copy of it. So I have one for the office and one for my bag. And so when I saw you have that ping putter out there, it immediately said like, hey, this guy's a cool guy to watch. So I appreciate the ping putter that you use.
So I should switch away from that big head you saying and stick with the blades.
Whatever's working is the best
Yeah.
putter you have it
Get the
there.
thing in the hole. That's the key.
Right.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, I know you've been a DJ. Know you've experimented with that at home. You're a big house music fan.
Yeah.
Are you keeping up on the ones and twos? Are you still making music for the kids?
Oh man, I'd love to, but you should have a day in our house and see how the time is, and how low on the totem pole that particular hobby of mine has to be. I'd love to, but there is zero time right now. Unfortunately, I still listen to you know stuff whenever I can if I get a chance, but actually doing it on my own is that's a few years down the road probably, and who knows, maybe I'll outgrow it when I'm a little older, but I hope not.
Do you listen to house music while you're in practice rounds or by yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I there's a few DJs that I really like, and I'll try to find some of their live stuff.
Mhm.
Like Tomorrowland in Belgium was just going on, and there's a few DJs that I really like that did a set there, so I'll just YouTube something like that, and I can absolutely listen to that. Yeah, it's always been, it hasn't always been like a hype thing for me. Like some people hear that music and they're like, you know, heart rate starts pumping kind of thing, and that's it's always been just something that I've really liked. and I like all genres of music. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm strictly, always on the techno train, but it's something that, some people think that's way too hardcore, but to me it's it's like people who listen to, Metallica and stuff like that and heavy metal, and it's to them it's peaceful. To other people it's like, how on earth do you listen to that and not have your brain be scrambled? So it's yeah, each to their own, and that's my thing.
I also caught the Tomorrowland, a lot of sets on there. It's amazing. It was live on YouTube, and I'm like, why is there a festival on at like noon over
Yeah.
here? And then realized it was in Belgium, and you just get
Yeah.
lost in some of those sets.
Oh, it's yeah, some of them are amazing. Some of them a little too hard for me, but some of them's amazing.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put you on the spot. If there's a couple tracks, house, techno, whatever it is there anything that like you could give us that we could go listen to give us a peek into what David Skins listens to on the course?
Um, the one that is probably my favorite song ever. It's actually a mashup, and I don't know if it was ever actually released, but I think you can find it on YouTube. It's Paul Van Dyke's "For an Angel," but it's mixed with some vocals over the top, and it's called "For a Lover." So if you just look up Paul Van Dyke "For a Lover," I think it's JPS that did the mashup of it, and it was big in Lincoln when I was growing up, and it was kind of the song that really kind of cemented me in that genre. Modern stuff, I don't know. I'm a big fan of Steve Aoki. His live shows are incredible. There's a new um, there's a new girl who I saw her at Tomorrowland, but I can't remember her name right now. But I've been actively looking for her live sets because she's getting a huge following now. Little faster pace than I'm used to, but maybe it's time for something new.
One day, and I looked for this on Spotify. There's a DJ in Seattle that we just found. That he did a live set on YouTube named Bobby
Hmm.
Ganoush.
Okay.
We found him. He does a lot of like vinyl, but he also does some house. I'll send you his stuff here in just a second. But the thing that I found most fascinating is he had all these Spotify lists for very specific things. Like, hey, it's a boogie barbecue. I'm trying house. This is a
Okay.
one was very specific. It was a drive from like two towns in Florida. Like, put this on while you're driving
Yeah.
East Coast in the evening to these two
I
towns.
like that. That's cool.
I searched far and wide to see if you had a public Spotify playlist, but my hope one
Me?
day
No.
is that you put some kind of playlist on Spotify for all of us to enjoy so we can get
Yeah.
in the mind of David Skins.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody needs that. We'll see.
Well, excellent. Well, hey, David Skids, thank you so much for your time today. You will always be a Nebraskan, whether you like it or not. We love our champions. You're welcome back here anytime you want. If you want to do a DJ set, we will set that up and we'll pack the place for you. But what's next for you? How can we root for you in the next few weeks or few months?
Ah, it sounds great. Thank you for having me on. I'll be so it's the Wyndham Classic next week, or the Wyndham Championship, sorry. Unfortunately, I'm not in right now, but because leading up to the playoffs, it seems everybody wants to play. So I'm fingers crossed for a couple of withdrawals of guys who are looking really good on the points list, and I can sneak in and maybe bump up a couple of spots before the playoffs, and then leading into the fall, I've got a little work to do. Main goal of mine is to finish in the top 125, and it's really hard out of my category to finish top 100, so I'm not really setting my sights on that. But if I can finish top 125, I think that would be something to be proud of this year for playing out the top 150 category. So yeah, I'm just going to be taking some time off after the Wyndham and getting ready for the fall, get the body right, and spend some time with these kids.
Excellent. We believe in you. We love you. You're always welcome back in Omaha. Good luck. We'll be rooting for you. We love it when you see your highlights. Have a good rest of the year. Enjoy the time with the family. Go Braves. Go Bulls. We'll talk to you next time. Okay, David?
Thank you guys. Proud to be a Pinnacle Bank champ. Hopefully talk to you soon.